Changing your family's financial situation is no easy task at all. Trust me, I know. We took our family from rock bottom to enjoying some nice financial freedom in a matter of a few years. So my friend Kim over at KimGaletta.com asked me to share some of my family's journey with her audience. So I wrote this great blog post for her, and I'm going to link to it below this video. I'd love for you to jump over and check it out. But I wanted to kind of give you guys a short version of what I wrote for her audience. Hey guys, I'm Sami Womack from the Sunny Side Up Life, and today I want to tell you the 9 steps that my family took to change our financial future. Like I mentioned, my friend Kim at KimGaletta.com asked me to share a guest blog post with her audience. So I wrote this great guest blog post, which I'll link to below. And in that blog post, I talked about these 9 steps. So I wanted to jump over here and share these 9 steps with my own audience. So the first thing we did was we hit pause on the treadmill that had become our lives. We basically stopped running and we stopped letting life just happen to us, and we took control of our lives. The second thing we did was we tracked our spending for the last 3 months. So that night when I finally decided to start a budget, I grabbed my computer, I logged onto our online banking, and I printed off the past 3 months worth of bank statements. What I saw was actually shocking to me. There was $5 here, $10 there, overdraft fees, things that I didn't even remember buying. So what I did was I printed them out, I grouped them into categories, I figured out how much we were really spending in each little area. I had avoided digging in deeper for so long that it was so painful to shed light on this situation this very first night. And I'll be honest, I cried and I continued to cry through the first few months of our budget, but it really did shed some light on something that was such a dark area for us, which was our overspending. So once we knew where we needed to cut back, we took steps to reduce our spending, reduce our expenses. So we did things like stop going out to eat as much. We started packing snacks when we ran errands. We chose game nights at home instead of going out. We did movie nights at home. We did date nights at home. We did so many things to cut back those little expenses that make your money kind of just slip away. Basically, we just learned how to slow down our lives. And this is where we found that light of hope. And it was after probably the first month that we realized that there was actually more power in knowing, even though it was scary to do all of that for the very first time. Once we shed light on that, we realized that it was worse not knowing. It was worse wondering what's still pending, what still has to come out, how much do we have left to spend on groceries, because we never knew. So we figured out through this whole process that there's actually power in simply knowing where your money is going. The fourth thing we did was to take responsibility for the situation. We really weren't sure how things were going to work out at this point. We weren't sure if we would ever be debt-free. We weren't sure if we would retire millionaires. We weren't sure if we'd be able to ever buy vehicles in cash. We weren't to that point yet. But what we did know is that we got ourselves into this mess and we were going to get ourselves out. And we had finally struck some motivation by this point. The next thing we did was to set up and follow a budget. And we were actually really surprised at how easy it was to simply just write down what we were planning to do with our money. And over the next few months, we got better and better at telling our money where to go. Of course, there's those first few months of that trial and error. You're not sure how much to budget for groceries because you've never done it before. But as the months went on, it did get easier and easier, and we started to actually make some headway towards paying off our $490,000 worth of debt. The next thing we did was get serious about our new lifestyle. We honestly just stayed home more. We kept our head low. We minded our own business. We didn't tell a lot of people what we were doing. We really didn't want other people's opinions, or we didn't want to face any criticism. So we kind of just started to keep to ourselves. And this was the point where we finally broke free of that living for the weekend mentality. And we started to set some goals and really start living with those bigger goals in mind at this point. The next thing we did was we sat down as a couple and wrote out a shared goal sheet. So like I said, we had started working towards those bigger goals in mind, and we finally sat down as a couple and wrote out some shared dreams. And we took our dreams and we turned them into goals. This felt really silly at first, like two big kids just writing a letter to Santa Claus of all of these crazy things that they wanted. But it ended up being a great source of motivation to us and a great way for us to stay connected as a couple, because we felt like both of our dreams were taken into consideration with this shared goals list, and we actually kind of took turns placing things on the list of things that we wanted at some point in the future. We even boldly wrote down our debt-free goal date at this point on that goal sheet, which we are crushing, by the way. The next thing we did was we kept pushing through that mountain of debt. There's really no shortcut to the actual paying off of the debt process. But by this point, we had welcomed our third daughter, Melanie, and we kind of just struck this whole new motivation because we had decided that she was our last baby. So our family was complete at this point, and we just kept that in mind, that bright future for our now complete family, and that really kept us going as we pushed through that huge mountain of debt. The last thing we did was we simply started to enjoy the life of financial freedom. We finally felt free, we felt in control, our life was quiet and calm, although we're not 100% debt free yet because we still do have our house to sell and pay off, but we are already enjoying the freedom that all this whole process has brought to us. We have an emergency fund, we have paid for vehicles, and we're actually hitting some of these amazing goals. So even though you're not 100% debt free, doesn't mean that you can't enjoy the life of just the financial stability and enjoy some of that freedom that comes with being in control of your budget. I just want you to know that you don't have to struggle and live in never-ending survival mode. I want you to see the light at the end of your tunnel, and I want you to have hope. I want you to get off that treadmill, chase your dreams, and live the abundant life that is waiting for you. Thank you so much for watching my video today. I hope that these 9 steps helped you. If you like this video, remember to hit the like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can stay updated on all my new videos. And I would so appreciate it if you could share this video with your friends and family, because every share helps me so much. Thanks again, and I will see you in the next video.